Good morning, students. How are you all? Myself, Maria Fernandes from Adarsh Education Society. Our today's subject is English, Standard 7. Topic The King's Choice by Shankar from Folk Tales Retold. The King's Choice. So, students, through this lesson, we will be able to make connections between our lives and the story. Determine character traits. Character traits means personality or qualities of someone that make them who they are. Understand the importance of being grateful means thankful. So students, this is the story The King's Choice that has been taken from the book Folk Tales Retold, written by Shankar. It teaches us a lesson on loyalty and friendship. The story revolves around a lion and his courtiers. Now let us start with the explanation. Lesson number 1.4 The King's Choice. There was once a lion who was king of the forest. He was big and strong and very fierce. All the other animals in the forest called him king. They brought him gifts from every corner of the forest. But the more the lion had, the more he wanted. A king must have a coat, he said to himself one day. So, students, there was a lion who lived in a dense forest. Dense means a forest thick with trees. He was big, strong, and very fierce. Fierce means very dangerous. And thus all the animals accepted him as their king. They brought him gifts from every corner of the forest. But in spite of all the respect and honor that he had, he was never pleased. So once he thought that as a king of this forest, I am entitled. Entitled means he has the right to have courtiers. He called a fox to his side. You are known to be a wise and clever creature, Fox, said the lion. I want you to be my adviser. Thank you, your majesty, said the fox, bowing low. The lion next called a leopard to his side. You are known to be a watchful and swift of foot, leopard. I want you to be my bodyguard. Thank you, your majesty, said the leopard, bowing low. The lion then called a vulture to his side. You are a bird, vulture, and can fly high. You are to be my messenger. Thank you, your majesty, said the vulture, bowing low. So, students, the lion called the fox and said, You are known to be a very clever animal. So, from this day, you will be my adviser. The fox was very happy. And after that, it was the leopard's turn. And what the lion said to the leopard? He said, You are very swift, alert, and strong. I appoint you as my bodyguard so that he can protect the lion against any danger that he may face in the forest. Now the lion called the vulture to his side. You are a bird and can fly high. You must be also familiar with every part of this forest. So I appoint you as my messenger. The vulture also became very happy and thanked the lion, bowing low. The fox, the vulture, and the leopard took an oath of loyalty to the king. The king promised to give them food and protection. For some time, all went well in the court of the Lion King. The three courtiers never opposed the king. His wishes were law. Whenever he rode, they stood in awe. Whenever he took a walk, they followed him. When the Lion King went hunting, they found the animals for him to kill. And after he had his meal, he left the remains for them. So they always had enough to eat. So students, the fox, the leopard and the vulture took an oath. Oath means a promise to always remain loyal to their king. And in return, the lion promised that they will always have food to eat and will be protected from all other animals. In the forest, the three courtiers started following the king anywhere he went. His wish was their command. They never opposed him. Opposed means never disagreed and never left an opportunity. Opportunity means a chance to please him. In return, after each kill, the lion used to leave his leftovers for the courtiers to finish. The leftovers were sufficient for them, so they always had enough to eat. One day the vulture came back from a flight. Your Majesty, have you ever eaten a camel? He asked. It is very tasty. I ate it once in the desert. The lion had never seen a camel, but he liked the idea of trying camel's meat. But where can we get a camel? He asked. There is a desert some miles away, said the vulture. I was flying over it when I saw a lone camel not far away. It looked big and fat. So, students, one day the vulture came to the king and said, O mighty king, have you ever eaten a camel's meat? I had once eaten it in the desert, which is at the other end of the forest, and it's very tasty. The lion had never eaten any camel, as there was none in the forest. But he really liked the idea of eating camel's meat. But the lion asked, where can we get a camel? And the solution was that if he went to the desert some distance away, they would be able to get a camel, living alone, who was big and fat. The lion looked at his other advisers. They were wise and experienced. He wanted their opinion. Now the fox and the leopard did not know the desert, but they did not want the vulture to seem wiser than them. So they said, since it was the vulture's idea, he should lead the way. Early next morning, the lion and his courtiers started off on the camel hunt. They reached the edge of the desert easily, but after they left the shelter of the forest, the day became very hot. The sun shone down with fire-hot rays. So students, the lion had never been towards the desert. So he asked the fox and the leopard whether they should go looking for the camel or not. The fox and the leopard too had never been in the desert before, but they did not want to show their ignorance in front of their king. So they passed the responsibility on to the vulture. Since it was the vulture's idea, it would be better for the vulture to lead the way. And therefore, early next morning, the lion and his courtiers went into the desert to search for the camel's meat. But as you know, the desert is very hot. Let's see what happens next. So students, we shall meet in the next video. Till then, take care